Hello there, what's going on? My name is Basir Payenda, and in this video we'll be creating this custom checkbox using only HTML and CSS. Alright, so let's get started. Here at the left side I already opened my code data, and you can see I already created the HTML CSS files as well. And here is the HTML boilerplate, a very simple one. Here I'm gonna change the title to custom checkbox here. And then within the body, everything is going to be wrapped within a container called that as checkbox, input type of checkbox, and an ID of checkbox. I don't need the name because we don't have a form. And for the label, it's going to be only checkbox, and here everything is checkbox. Okay, so I'm going to run this in live server to see how is that going to look. Alright, so this is how it looks. So I'm going to go back into style.css, get a body, display this as grid, then center everything so it's in the center, and a minimum height of 100 vertical height. Then for the label, I'm gonna add a font family for this. It's gonna be this font family, and let's see, also I need to bump up its font size to 1.5 rem. Okay, so that looks better. And then for the checkbox here, and then we have the label. For the before pseudo element here, I'm gonna add no content. Right now I need to create that box. It's gonna have a width of 20 pixels and then a height of 20 pixels, and most importantly it has to be displayed as inline block. And also I'm gonna add a border 1 pixel solid, and it's the kind of green color, and the margin right for that is gonna be like 0.5 rem there. Let's see, I'm seeing this scroll again. Let me just go here and set the margin to 0. Now that looks better. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is that I'm gonna create this check mark right here. Okay, so in this video we'll be creating both of these. Okay, alright, so here this is gonna be another pseudo element for the checkbox, the label, but it's gonna be the after one. Okay, the content again is just gonna be nothing. For the width it's gonna be only 3 pixels. And it's gonna have a height of 10 pixels. Obviously we're gonna manipulate the border here, so it's gonna be only solid, and again the very same green color there. And also we need to specify the border width 0, 3 pixels, 3 pixels, and 0. Let's display this as inline block 2. There we go. So you can see it already started to appear right here, and now we also need to actually display this as, it has to be positioned as relative. Here we go. And then down below right here, I'm gonna position this as absolute, like that. Okay, so now you can see it's right there. Then we need to obviously specify that from the left side. Okay, before everything, I'm gonna get rid of this checkbox. Okay, so that's gonna be checkbox, and then there is an input that I would like to display this as none. Okay, let's choose both of these and move it up until here. There we go. So now that's not visible. Then we can mess around with this. From the left it's gonna be like let's say 5 pixels, and from the top 5 pixels too. Okay, so that's not enough, maybe 8 pixels. And well, that kind of looks good. Let's see if I add the transform and rotate this to 45 degrees. How's that gonna look? Okay, now again we need to bump this up to 8 pixels maybe. Now it is right in the center. Okay, so then we want to say that the trick is that if the checkbox is checked, then we want this to show up. Okay, we also need to change the background color of this so it looks exactly like this one here. Alright, obviously a border radius for this too, like 2 pixels, not more. And then down below right here we have the checkbox container. So when the input is checked, then we want to get the sibling of label before. We're gonna need the after as well. So for the before, I want to change this background color to this background color, which is kind of green color, and then this one is going to have an opacity of 1, but initially right here I'm going to set its opacity to 0. Let me comment this out and change the color of this too. to white. There we go. So it kind of looks identical to the one that we have in the demo. I'm gonna bump this up to 4 and see. Okay, now it looks a little bit better. Okay, so you can just mess around with it. Anyway, now here the trick is that we're gonna specify its opacity to 0. So when I click on that, it's gonna show up like that. Okay, and I also don't want this to be selected too. Okay, so the trick is just go right here and set the user select to none. There we go. And now if I click on that, it works just nice. And from the demo, you can see that if I click, there is a smooth animation. How do we do that? For that, I'm gonna also add one more transform property here with the scale to 0. And then I'm gonna get this back again and set this to be 1. Okay, so initially the scale is 0, but when the input is checked, it's gonna be scaled to 1. And also don't forget to add a translation as well. So it's gonna be for transform 0.3 second, which is 300 milliseconds there. And if I click on that, you can see there is a smooth animation for the check, but there isn't for the background color. Now this should work. If I click that, no, the background is not any, yeah, this one, yeah, all, or since the background is animated, I can either say all or set this to background color. And now you can see this is a very nice and smooth animation. All right, so we are done for this one. And now let's add this check mark here. Okay, so that's just a Unicode character. So I'm gonna just add one more checkbox here, but there's gonna be a lot of changes right here. I have to change certain things. This is gonna be for both of these. It's gonna be 2. It's gonna be the second checkbox, and this is the first checkbox there. Now if I click, so both working really nice, and let's just wrap both of these to within a div. Okay, now they are side by side. Let's call this checkbox 1 and call this one checkbox 2. I'm gonna set this one to be checkbox 1 label after, and now yeah, I actually need to set that for this too. I thought I already said that. So it's checkbox dash 1 and this is checkbox dash 2. Okay, now if I click on that, okay, this is working, but this isn't, yeah, because this one doesn't has any after pseudo element right here. So we need to add that. Should I just duplicate it? Actually, I'm gonna go down below right here and say checkbox dash 2. So it's for the second checkbox, the label, and then after for the content it's gonna be 2713. Okay, so there we go. We already have that right here. Then again, position this as absolute here, and then from the left side it's gonna be again like let's say 1 pixels. Why is it that it's rotated? Well, we can actually fix that. Transform rotate 10 degrees. Nope. So this is the second checkbox, right? Rotate it. Oh yeah, there is the problem. Actually, this is working on this one right here. This is also supposed to be checkbox 1 here. Okay, so checkbox 1, and there it is. Now here from the top, it is again like -2 pixels there. And also we need to transform and rotate it to 10 degrees or 15. Yeah, this looks better. And also let's scale it down to 0.9 so it fits within that box there, and that looks good. And for the color again, I'm gonna go with the green color. All right, so that's it. Now what else do we want to do is that exactly the same thing what we did earlier. Okay, so it's gonna be for checkbox 2, and similarly this is gonna be checkbox 2 as well. Just copy that out of there and paste it right here. Then now it's gonna be 0, and then the color is gonna be white. Now if I click on that, there it is. And similar to that, I'm gonna also add the translation for this one as well. Now if I click that, you can see it just works really nice. There's one more thing here. You can see that the CSS property for both of these are identical, so I'm just gonna put them together like that, so they share the same background color. and now it's still working. Alright, so that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the bell notification for more such videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching.